Good morning, students. In this video, we'll discuss about computer network protocols. This is the topic in the unit 2 of your syllabus. We need to discuss what are the different computer network protocols that are available. So let's see what are all different computer network protocols. First of all, let's see what are these network protocols. These are the formal standards and policies that comprise of rules, procedures, and also the formats that would define the communication between two or more devices that are connected to a network. They determine the process of timely, secure, and managed data or network communication. So these network protocols are the policies. They comprise certain rules and procedures which would define the communication between the computers that are connected on internet. They are the protocols that determine the end-to-end process of secure and managed data network communication. What are the different types of network protocols that are available? We have transmission control protocol or internet protocol, file transfer protocol, it is also written as FTP, and hypertext transfer protocol, HTTP. I'm sure you're all aware of this HTTP, and we also have telnet protocol. So now let's discuss one by one these different types of network protocols. The first one, Internet Protocol or IP, it is the set of digital message formats and rules. This is for exchanging the information or the messages between computers across a single network or series of interconnected networks using the Internet Protocol suite. Here, the IP address space is managed globally by the agency called Internet Assigned Numbers Authority. The IP address for each computer is globally maintained or managed by the Internet Assigned Numbers Authority. If you take any system, any computer that is provided with unique identification number called IP address. So you can look at the IP address format. This is how it looks like. It is a numbered message that is having 4 different components. So each computer is provided with this unique IP address. Moving on, transmission control protocol or internet protocol. This transmission control protocol is again a standard protocol which would define how to establish and maintain a network conversation by which the application programs can exchange data. It defines how to establish the connection, how to establish and maintain the network conversation by which application programs can exchange data. This transmission control protocol, it works along with internet protocol, which would define how the computers send the data to each other. So this TCP and IP are the basic rules that would define the internet. Transmission control protocol is the protocol by which the computers that are connected on internet exchange data between each other. The next internet protocol, the next network protocol is file transfer protocol. It is also written as FTP. It is again a standard protocol or network protocol which is used for the transfer of files between a client and server on a computer network. This FTP protocol is built on a client-server model architect by using a separate control and data connections between the clients and the server. Basically, it is built on a client-server model architect. There are 2 different ways by which you can log into the FTP sites. One is by providing authenticate user login and password, or otherwise one can also log in as a guest or anonymous user. Basically, this file transfer protocol is for the transfer of computer files between client and server on a computer network. Coming to the applications of this FTP, as we discussed, this FTP, it allows you to transfer multiple files, and it also allows the transfer of directories. This protocol has the ability to resume the transfer if the connection is lost during the procedure of transfer, and there is no size limitation on single transfer, whereas browsers allow only up to 2 GB size of the files. But in case of FTP, there is no limitation on the transfer. I mean, there is no limitation on the file size that is to be transferred. And you can also move files around easily and in an organized fashion. So the applications are, you can transfer multiple files and directories. You have the ability to resume the transfer. Suppose if the connection is lost during the process, there is no size limitation on single transfer, and you can move around the files easily. So these are the applications of file transfer protocol. This is a pictorial representation how the files are transferred from server to the client by this FTP protocol. Next network protocol is Hypertext Transfer Protocol. Hypertext Transfer Protocol. It is the application protocol which is established for distributed, collaborative and hypermedia, distributed, collaborative, hypermedia information system. This is the method for data communication in case of the World Wide Web. In web pages, as you all know, hypertext documents are included. These hypertext documents, they include the hyperlinks to other resources which can be accessed by the users. This HTTP protocol that helps web applications to communicate and also exchange data on the web. Originally, this HTTP, it is developed for the transfer of hypertext, but nowadays it is used as transport protocol for various different purposes. Hypertext Transfer Protocol is the application protocol for distributed, collaborative and hypermedia information system. It is the basic data communication method for the World Wide Web, where hypertext documents that include hyperlinks to other reports, to other resources which can be easily accessed by the user. It also helps web applications to communicate and exchange data on the web. The next network protocol is Telnet protocol. This Telnet term has, it is derived from the teletype network. That is why Telnet. This protocol is named as Telnet from the two words teletype network. It's the protocol which is used on the internet, or it could be for the computers that are connected on LAN. It is the protocol used to provide a bidirectional interactive text-oriented communication. Basically, it establishes the virtual terminal connection, meaning your computer on which you are working, that can be connected to another computer which is located in the remote place. So you would be able to establish the virtual terminal connection, because of which, whatever the resources that are available on the remote computer, all those resources can be accessed with authentic permissions. So Telnet is a protocol by which you can connect to the remote computer, and by the provided permissions, you would be able to access all the resources that are available on the remote computer by establishing virtual terminal connection. Next, let's move on to World Wide Web. Simply, this World Wide Web is also called as web, or popularly WWW. It is the information space where documents and other resources are identified by URL. What is URL? Uniform Resource Locators. This is nothing but web address. Yes, you all know URL is nothing but web address. These World Wide Web pages or web pages are interlinked by hypertext links or hyperlinks, and these are accessible via internet. It has been, the World Wide Web has been the central, the important thing for the development of the information age. And as a primary tool, billions of people use to interact on the internet. These are primarily text documents and annotated with hypertext markup language. HTML is the markup language which is used for designing the web pages. In addition to the text, these web pages can also contain images, video, audio, and software components. All this is very, very common information for you. Nothing very new here. These embedded hyperlinks, they allow the users to navigate between different web pages. These web pages are websites. Mostly, they are very informative. They can be for the content of entertainment, or they could be for commercial purposes, governmental, non-governmental organizational purposes, whatnot. All the applications of internet can be listed here. What are the uses of web pages? Next, HTML. In the previous slide, I discussed that HTML is hypertext markup language, which is the language used for designing the web pages. So this is the standard markup language for creating the web pages, and it is the technology which is used in developing the World Wide Web. Coming to the applications of HTML, as we all know, to create the web pages, and the site authors, they use this HTML to format the text in the form of titles, headings, or to arrange graphics on a web page, or to link different web pages within one particular website, and to link the different websites. These are all done by the coding of this HTML language, and it is used for designing purposes and to design the web pages. In addition, this HTML is also used for developing interfaces for various mobile applications and also the web applications. So look at the address bar here. Hypertext Transfer Protocol is the protocol which is used for the web pages, and www is the World Wide Web. So this is how it is formatted. The URL. Just now whatever I have shown is the web address. That is nothing but URL, Universal Resource or Uniform Resource Locator. Colloquially, this is referred to as web address. It is a reference to a web resource which specifies its location on a computer network, and it also provides mechanism to retrieve that information. It is a uniform resource locator, which is colloquially called as web address. It is a reference to web resource by which it specifies its location on computer network, by which it also provides mechanism for retrieving it. This URL is a specific type of uniform resource identifier, URI, and these two terms URL and URI are generally used interchangeably and most commonly to reference the web pages. In addition, they are also used for file transfer and email and database access and for many more applications. Basically, it is the web address. What are the applications of URL? It is a path to a specific page or file within the domain, and this URL can be shared as a link for information. You all know, share the link, share the link. We very often use these URLs in order to share the information, and it is unique. This URL is unique for each web search, and these occur most commonly to refer the web pages. You look here, this is the one example of URL labeled with different components. If you look at here, this is the protocol, hypertext transfer protocol used. This part of the URL is domain. This is the path, query string, and fragment. These are all the different components of URL. So this is all I wanted to discuss in this class, computer network protocols. And please do not get confused between computer networks and computer network protocols. Computer networks are different types of connectivity of the computers, where you have studied local area network, LAN, WAN, MAN. Those are the computer networks. But in today's class, what we have discussed is computer network protocols. What are the different set of rules or protocols by which the computers that are connected on internet communicate with each other? And in addition, so what are all the different computer network protocols we have discussed? We have discussed about IP, Internet Protocol, Transmission Control Protocol. We also discussed about World Wide Web and Hypertext Transfer Protocol. We discussed about Uniform Resource Locator. In addition, we also discussed other network protocols like, what else? File Transfer Protocol we discussed about, Telnet Protocol we discussed about, and in addition, we also had a mention about HTML, which is hypertext transfer, hypertext markup language, which is the language used for creating the web pages. And for each protocols, we also looked at the uses of this protocol. In the examinations, this topic had been asked once, especially for BT students. Once it has been asked for 15 marks, but many times it has been asked for 5 marks, or separate protocol individually can be asked for 2 marks also. So that's how the questions are asked in the exams. I hope you guys are able to follow this class, attend all of you, and also report your attendance. Thank you for your patient listening.